Right now, the most successful investor in modern history is sitting on roughly $370 billion in cash. If you look at the headlines, the story seems perfectly clear. The media is loudly predicting that he is preparing for a massive, catastrophic market crash. But the truth is actually far more fascinating, and it has almost nothing to do with fear. There is a silent mathematical equation happening behind the closed doors of his company that very few people are talking about. He has effectively transformed his business into a shadow reserve bank, exploiting a completely misunderstood financial mechanism. By the end of this, you will understand exactly why hoarding this much capital is not a defensive retreat, but an aggressive masterstroke. And more importantly, you will see how this hidden philosophy of calculated inertia can completely change how you approach your own resources. Let us look at what is really happening beneath the surface of the world's biggest cash pile. Chapter 1: The Media Fear Machine. Whenever a massive fortune moves towards safety, the natural human instinct is to panic. We assume the person with the most information knows something terrifying that the rest of us do not. Over the last couple of years, the systematic selling of major equity positions has fueled an avalanche of doomsday predictions. People see billions of dollars exiting the market and immediately assume a recession is guaranteed. It is incredibly easy to buy into this narrative because fear always sounds like wisdom. We are biologically wired to pay attention to danger signals. So when an absolute giant in the financial world quietly steps back, the alarm bells ring loud. But this perspective completely misses the actual mechanics of his specific strategy. To understand the real motive, we have to stop looking at what he is selling and start looking closely at where that money is physically sitting. The destination of these funds reveals a brilliant structural advantage. Chapter 2: The Shadow Bank Equation. The vast majority of this enormous wealth is not sitting in a standard savings account gathering dust. It is systematically parked in short-term government treasury bills. In fact, his holding company currently owns more United States treasuries than the Federal Reserve itself. This scale is almost impossible to comprehend for a private entity. He has essentially built an independent central bank operating right out in the open. When you reach a balance of nearly $400 billion in government-backed securities, you are no longer just an investor waiting for stock prices to drop. You become a foundational pillar of the financial system itself. This level of liquidity provides absolute immunity against any sudden economic shock. But the security is only half the story. The real genius lies in what this specific type of asset is actively producing while it seemingly sits still. The numbers involved in this holding pattern are truly staggering to look at. Chapter 3: The Billion-Dollar Waiting Game. For over a decade, holding cash was mathematically punishing. When interest rates were sitting at zero, keeping money on the sidelines meant you were actively losing purchasing power every single day. But the entire financial landscape has fundamentally shifted. Today, those short-term treasury bills are generating roughly $13 billion a year in completely risk-free income. Think about that for a moment. He is being paid more money to do absolutely nothing than most major corporations make operating their entire global businesses. He is not suffering an opportunity cost to wait for better deals. The economy is actively rewarding his patience with billions of dollars in pure yield. This flips the traditional investing script entirely upside down. When your waiting room is generating that much wealth, the pressure to make a move completely vanishes. Yet there is another structural secret to this cash pile that goes even deeper than government yields. Chapter 4: The Hidden Insurance Mechanism. A huge misconception about this capital is that it is all freely available dry powder waiting to be fired at a new acquisition. A massive portion of it is actually tied directly to his insurance empire. When you pay an insurance premium, the company holds that money until a claim is filed. This pool of waiting money is called the float. By law and basic financial prudence, a significant amount of cash must be kept on hand as regulatory collateral to back those potential claims. As his insurance businesses have grown to dominate the industry, the required float has grown right alongside them. Therefore, a lot of this hoarding is just the natural mechanical byproduct of running a thriving insurance network. It is not an active bet against the economy. It is the necessary oxygen required to keep his existing businesses breathing. But understanding this hidden mechanism leads us to a much broader lesson about human behavior. Chapter 5: The Danger of Forced Motion. Throughout history, military generals and chess grandmasters have understood that forced motion is a critical vulnerability. When you feel compelled to act simply because you are holding resources, you almost always make a fatal mistake. Average investors constantly fall into this urgency trap. They get a little bit of capital and immediately feel a burning itch to deploy it somewhere, regardless of the quality of the opportunity. They confuse activity with progress. If you look at the greatest strategic victories in the past, they often followed long periods of absolute stillness. The commanders simply waited until the opponent made an unforced error. The current cash position we are seeing is the ultimate masterclass in resisting the urge to act. When nothing looks genuinely compelling, the most profitable decision is to boldly choose inactivity. This requires a level of psychological discipline that goes completely against our modern obsession with constant hustle and endless optimization. Chapter 6: The Opportunity Reversal. This level of discipline becomes even more powerful when you realize how rare great opportunities actually are at a massive scale. When you manage a portfolio worth nearly $1 trillion, you cannot simply buy small companies to move the needle. You need absolute behemoths to make a mathematical difference. Currently, the valuations of those giant businesses are stretched incredibly thin. Finding a wonderful company at a fair price has become exceptionally difficult. So, rather than lowering his standards and forcing capital into mediocre investments just to stay active, he simply lets the balance sheet swell. He knows that market conditions are cyclical and that irrational exuberance will eventually correct itself. He is allowing the natural rhythm of the economy to unfold without trying to force his will upon it. This approach highlights a crucial shift in how we should all evaluate our own resources. Sometimes the highest value action is preserving your optionality. Chapter 7: The Art of Calculated Inertia. Ultimately, this legendary cash pile is not a fearful bunker built for an impending apocalypse. It is the result of weaponized patience. By combining the massive structural float of an insurance empire with the high yields of modern treasury bills, he has created an environment where doing nothing is a highly lucrative strategy. He has engineered a situation where he is structurally rewarded for his discipline. The takeaway here is profoundly simple, but incredibly difficult to execute. You do not always need to be making aggressive moves to be moving forward. If you can build a system where your baseline state is secure and slowly compounding, you gain the ultimate luxury of waiting for the perfect swing. True leverage comes from having the resources to act and the absolute emotional control to wait. The next time you feel pressured to make a rushed decision, remember the quiet power of simply holding your ground.